Right, just gonna give about a minute or two for guys to tune in. Then I'll just start my session. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna start with EURUSD. Right, EURUSD. Runs on daily. Right, EURUSD is looking bullish to me. It is looking more towards bullish, although we have a bearish close on Friday. If you look at it, this move actually took place from here. So now I think just a pullback. I'm going to be focusing on this area where the red mark is, around this area. On Monday or Tuesday, or when the market opens, I am expecting with a gap. I'm not sure which way it's going to be, but if I see market somewhere around here, then possibly I start looking to buy. The stop loss is going to be just around here. Yeah, pretty much about 80 pips. If I can get the mark, if I see the market roughly around here, this is where I'm going to look to buy. Because this move, I don't think, the way the pattern is forming, I don't think this move is ended yet. I would expect around at least 117. This is where I'll be expecting a lot of selling pressure. And if it breaks through there, it is going to 18 plus. Right now, I'll be focusing on this my focus is going to be only buy around this area. This is a buy area. This is where I'm going to look to buy for coming week. Because this pattern is not complete yet. I see this as a pullback. It's only way it's going to confirm if it's a pullback or not if the price failed to drop below, say, around 15.20. If it fails anywhere around here, 15.20, even at 15 fail, you'll be looking to buy this. So that would be EURUSD is looking at daily. It is my buy setup. So let's look at smaller time frame just to see what is actually happening in that area. That might give us a bit more clear idea in terms of what is actually happening there. Right, on 1 hour, it's showing. Right, 1 hour is showing that. Found a support around here. Yep, come back and failed again. Now, next move we need to watch out for is it going below this, which is 15? Is it going below 15.20, 15.30? If it doesn't go below 15.30, I see a market bounce here, I will be buying it. So my buy setup is valid here, or even if the market drops to 15, even if it drops to 15, up to here, I would 1580. 1580 fails to drop below 1580, still my buy setup is valid. So here will be a one opportunity to buy, another opportunity will be here. Overall, until this full structure is broken, taken out, which is at 1430, then buy setup is invalid. Until then, buy setup is valid. This is where I am going to look to buy. If the market drops to 1480, yes, I am going to buy. Stop loss is going to be below here, and I'm going to buy. Alternatively, here, what I'm seeing is a rejection there, and it's holding. Next move, is it going to be to the down, or is it going to the top? So I might plan my trade in two positions. I possibly take a position here, depends how the market opens, because I am expecting the gap. I don't know how much where the gap is going to be. This level, I see another rejection at 1530. I will be looking to buy from there. And my stop loss is not going to be there. My stop loss is going to be maybe around 15 to 20 pips, because I want to see if this structure hold or not. If it doesn't hold, I don't want to be in negative trade. Another 100 pips, I would be out on 25 pips. And then my next buy going to be around here. And if this fails buy, then the buy setup is invalid. Until then, until around here, this is what I'm going to buy. I'm going to take a possible buy from here with possible about 20 pips stop loss. I will take a buy just to see if this level structure is holding or not. If not, most likely be coming down to 1570, 1580, sorry, 1470, 1480. This is going to be my last buy. So the buy setup is valid up till 1570, 1580. My buy setup is still valid until it breaks this level. Here is the one that I'm going to take with a tight stop loss just to see if this structure is holding. If not, I don't want to be in the trade because it's going to take a move of another 70 pips down. So I'd rather be out here and then buy it here again. So that is just a setup I'm looking at. If the depends how the market open. So I am towards buy until breaks 1480. 1480 above, and my buy setup is valid. So those are this is just a trade plan on EURUSD. Looked at daily, now hourly, confirming that it has found some support. So overall, I am expecting now next move towards 18. This is what I'm expecting next move, and if it makes a new high from there around here, then I am expecting 18, possibly higher. So that's just a EURUSD trade plan. Let's look at GBPYPY, which was one of a good trade of last week. Let's see what is happening on this one. Right, as I said, I always open my chart with daily. So looking at daily and what it's actually doing, it was it moved a bearish. It took a bearish move of how many pips is it on Friday? So Friday move was 180 pips movement on Friday. So that is quite a decent move, daily move. All right, now because the price closed above, because the price is closed above 1450, it is a little bit concerning, because what we could do is potentially could do this. It could just go up and make a new high, or possibly going back and test Friday's high. So those are the two things that we have to be concerned in terms of taking our position, because I am not looking to buy whatsoever. It's more towards sell. So that is what my setup is. I'm looking to sell. So now that on daily is showing me is more towards bullish move, possibly it could surprise us by doing this. It could surprise us by doing this. But as you can see it, the uptrend is still intact. The daily uptrend is still within the boundary, so it hasn't gone in fully sell yet. So for us, we like to see this breakout of this, because this is where I thought it's going to do it, but it failed at 47. We like to see price drop below 47 and then we sell, or we wait for a pullback. Let's go into a small time frame, see what it's doing. As you can clearly see, it's forming a downturn now. It's forming a downturn. It could possibly come back straight down, or we possibly see coming back down and then possibly go and retest this 48.30 level, 48 level. So those are the levels that we should be starting to look into sell from. So that area will be a good place to look to sell position. And even from here, it could possibly roll down. So we have to plan this one, because we don't want to be in that trade. Say we are selling from here and market all of a sudden decide to do this. You're going to be on 100 pips minimum on drawdown. But your stop loss got to be here, which is 40, at least 49, minimum 49. Your stop loss got to be. So I am not going to take that risk of this 100 over 100 pips because I know it's more towards sell. So what I'm going to do is, this is my plan is going to be, if I do take a trade based on this rejection here, my stop loss is going to be just possibly maximum is just above 48. Yeah, I would take about 48 and see how the market reacts. Yeah, around 48, that's where my stop loss is going to be. If I are to take a position from here, but I will be waiting to see what happens around here again. It could possibly come back and roll down, or it could come back, fail, and then boom, it goes back to test this. So those are two scenarios right now with GBPYPY. It is towards more bearish, but it could just go back and test that breakout. If we go into 4 hourly, I think we're going to give us a clear picture of what is happening on 4 hourly. Yeah, because I took a trade on 4 hourly on Friday, so let's go forward. This is what happened. It did break out of this area. So now market could possibly go and test this. This is what I'll be waiting for. If I see market is going back, testing this is actually a breakout around this area, which is 1420, 1430 is actually a breakout point. So if I see going back to test this and fail, that would be a better position to take than taking it here. Here, it's a risk you're taking off. Is it going to break through or is it going to retest? So you're kind of in the middle of both. So either you see a clear direction of breaking out from this area, or you wait for retest. Taking a retest of this area here, which is about 50 pips away, 45, 50 pips, and then we can just put our stop loss at 49, just above 49. We can actually put our stop loss just above there. And my long-term target, targeting is roughly about 40, 45. If we get to 45, then it's more than likely we're going to see 40, around 41, 40. So this area, as soon as break out of this is the move that I'm waiting for. So it's still, this daily structure is holding. I'm just going to wait to see if it breaks out of this, or on 4 hourly is it going back to retest. If it does retest, that's when I'm going to take my position to sell. So that is the trade plan for GBPYPY. Let's look at Euro Australian dollar. This is another trade we are on from Friday. Euro Australian dollar. The Euro Australian dollar. So Euro Australian dollar, what is it actually doing? As usual, let's go into daily. Yeah, when I analyze my chart, I always look at my daily before I do anything else. So what is actually daily showing me? Daily is showing me we finished with a bearish move here. Clearly you can see a bearish move of how many pips is it? Yeah, 200 pips movement on Friday, bearish move. But this candle is a little bit concerning. As you can see, it's a massive engulf, 3 candle engulfed close, but market failed. With this move, you don't expect after this candle close market to reverse 150, 200 pips. There must be a good reason for it. What is it? It's actually respecting this candle here. So this area is very significant. We clearly see failed here, and failed here. So 1, 2, 3, 4 fail on this particular area. So that clearly showing base hasn't took control yet, or signs of it. So another concerning thing is it finished off with a quite a big rejection of 100 pips rejection. So that is something that we need to be very careful in terms of selling it. But I am more towards bearish on this one. Possibly that move continue towards the down. If it does, this is the next move could possibly take up to here. And yeah, it's still got about 250 pips downwards move left. And if you see candle close, daily candle close on this one, sorry, that is actually weekly chart. That's why I'm getting a bit lost. Yeah, this is daily. Sorry. So we had a one bearish day, but this is a rejection here. But this rejection is a bit concerning for me. On Friday, market just rolled down 130 pips and then recovered 50%. 50% recovered. So what that indicating to me is quite possibly we see another test. So if this is going back there, this is where we're going to sell, because our risk is going to be such a small risk. Stop loss can be 15, 20, maximum 30 pips, and we can go back and target around this area again. So that is Euro Australian dollar. Let's look at smaller time frame to see if there's anything different. Yeah, unfortunately indicating that is possibly going for another test here. We quite possibly see another test here. So this is where I'm going to have my this is where I'm going to look to sell again. Alternatively, on 1 hour, I'm going to monitor this one on 1 hour. It's actually, if you look at 1 hour, it's showing us better clear picture on 1 hour than this one. It's actually forming a down channel here. It is clearly forming a down channel. So if you can see this, it's hourly. It's starting to respect this channel there. But again, it's failing. So next move is very, very important to see, is it going through past this? Is it actually price dropping below this? If it is, that should give us a little bit more confirmation to say price more moving towards the downside. Yeah, so this one is quite on 1 hour is showing a better picture. So our focus is going to be on when the market opened. I'm expecting the gap with euro, but which way I don't know. So this one we're going to focus on 62.80, and we're going to focus on 61.65. Is it going to make a high, or is it going to make a low? If it make a low, then we're going to look to sell from possibly here or after a pullback. But we do not want to jump in right here, because from here all we can target is, we can only target up to here, which is 50 pips. But then again, if we do take a stop loss of pretty much 1-to-1, so it's not really worth it. This one possibly we have to wait possibly tomorrow and monitor tomorrow all day, and then take a trade, or we'll be focusing on this area and focusing on this area to see which way is it making the move. Is it to the top or the bottom? If it's bottom, we'll take a short position, and if it's to the top, then we'll wait for possibly going back and test this level. So those are the two levels that we're going to focus on. Going back to the top again, risk is very small. We can just sell it with a very, very tight stop loss. And from here, still, I am more towards sell on this one. Although this only thing that holding me back right now to sell is this rejection. Friday, 80 pips. That is more than 50% recovered. So that is telling us that there is a lot of buying pressure around here. I like to see price break below this Friday's low before I look to sell. Alternatively, if it's a retest, I'm going to sell. So those are just a trade plan for Euro Australian dollar. And Euro Australian dollar is, if you're going to weekly, this move is there from here to this. So that is, you're looking at pretty much 700-800 pips movement. So that is likely to happen. The way this structure is holding is very much likely could take that move. So that is the reason that any opportunity I get, I'm going to look to sell, as long as the stop loss is just above here. It's above here, I'll be selling it. Even selling it from there, what is it, 200 pips stop loss and potential 800-900 pips. So it is still worth taking that risk of towards sell. All about is this level. Is it holding, or is it going to break? So let's see how this plan out. Monday, possibly Tuesday, we'll see better picture. Right, thanks a lot, guys. In terms of the trade setup, those are the only one that mainly I'm focusing on. And also gold was such a good trade. Unfortunately, we come out a bit early. I mean, not a bit early, we come out very early. But then again, we haven't lost anything on that gold trade, so that is a positive side. But it is very bullish right now. The only thing I'm because I missed my best entry, which is this was the entry we entered 85, so couldn't have got any better entry. But we made a decision because of how the market reacted around this area. But it's not gone yet. We could possibly take a trade. If it comes to 109, we can actually take a trade on this one. So I'll be waiting for a pullback to confirm, and then possibly take a gold as well. Gold is following what I was looking at, but right now it's just gone too far away. Need to see price at least on a good level of pullback before I decide to take. Right now it's too far away, because you cannot put your stop loss anything below. Your stop loss got to be around 1180, around 1180. So that is pretty much 350 pips and points. So that is not really worth taking it. I mean, if you look in the bigger picture, it is worth taking 300 pips, because next move, break out of there. Well, first one, you're looking at 1244. You could possibly go on all the way to the top of the yearly high, which can possibly happen. So you just have to look at two sides. At the moment is pretty much, we missed the best entry. So I am waiting for the pullback. It's not strong enough pullback. When I'm looking at it, it's just not enough to say go and take a trade. Pullback did take place. My 4 is not moving. So anyways, gold, waiting for a pullback. If it's a decent, reasonable pullback to 109 and 1209 or even 1205, those are the areas that I will be looking to buy. Right now, you can take a buy, but it just stop loss is too far. It's 300 pips, and then you will be targeting at first is 100 pips. So it's not, risk to reward is not good. It's best wait for this one. So let's see how that market open up for the following week. So we're well prepared. Let's see. We just need another good week, and then we should have a great month. Right, guys. I'm not sure if there's anyone else. Who else is here? Right. All right. Sorry, guys. There. Anyways, guys. I am going to finish this session, because that is just an overview for the week ahead. What I'm actually expecting. What are the areas that I am going to focus on? Most of the trades are towards sell. Only EURUSD I am looking to buy on a pullback. If I get the pullback, I will buy, or else probably have to just leave that one. Apart from that, there's nothing else. You guys got any questions? If you have any questions, I can quickly go through, or else just gonna finish the session, and we'll catch up tomorrow possibly. Anyone got any questions? If you have, I can quickly go through them. Okay, so I guess no questions here. Okay, no problem. I'll catch up with you guys later, and see you soon. Hopefully we have a great week of trading, guys.